All right.
Yes.
Yes. You're going to write about it. All right. We're talking about inequalities. This means less than, and you're going to write it because some of you are still confusing which way is which, okay? This one is greater than. This one is less than or equal to. And then the last one is greater than or equal to. And then on our worksheet, there's one that says equal. We know that means equals. Okay. So we've done that one so much. I don't think I needed to write that one, but okay. Now, if I said this and I read it as x is greater than 7, x is a variable that stands for some unknown number. But I know that unknown number has to be greater than 7. So who can tell me a number that is greater than 7? Good one. I like that one. Give me a number. Okay. All those numbers represent numbers greater than 7. Is 7 a possible answer for this phrase? No, because if I plugged it in, is 7 greater than 7? No, it's equal to, it's the same, but it's not greater. Okay? Now, if I have this, now 7 would be an answer. Because it can be greater than or equal to. So 7 is included in this set of answers. No. Okay? Anybody have a question on that? Okay. Now, one thing that you're going to have to do tonight is you're going to have to represent it in a number line. If you remember a couple of weeks back, I said plot or graph that point. And if you remember, you had to draw me a number line. You need to at least go 1 or 2 numbers above and 1 or 2 numbers below. Okay? Don't just put 3 and no other numbers. Okay? I need a couple on both sides. And when we plotted them, we just put a dot on that point and we were done, right? Okay? Now, tonight, you're going to have to do some that represents numbers greater than 3. So again, when you draw your number line, you're still going to draw some above and some below. You're going to circle the number that is represented in my inequality. So we're going to circle 3 because that was what number was in my inequality. So we're going to circle that number. Now, if it is less than, actually, let's not write that. Let's just do our symbols. You need to write this part then. If you have less than or greater than, you have an open circle. Like this. Okay? If you have less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to, yes. I know. Alright. This is a shaded circle. Sorry, that looks a little off there. Let me clear that up. Yes. Okay. Now, this right here is really important. Now, you probably need to draw the graph because we're going to be doing some for homework and stuff, so you'll know. Now, because this says x is greater than 3, I'm doing an open circle on 3. What numbers are greater than 3? 4 and 5. So what you're going to do is you're going to actually shade this whole line and increase the arrow size. You're going to make them bigger so everybody knows as long as that number line increases and moves on, so is my numbers. Okay? Now, a minute ago when we said what numbers were greater than 7 and Tyler says 7.1, that's true. That's why right here is greater than 3. Okay? So that's why you have an open circle on 3 and you start and shade immediately. You don't wait till 4 to shade. Okay? Because 3.1 is in there and it's included. Okay? So that's why you start and shade as soon as you have the circle.
Why don't you start with 0?
Because it's 0 greater than 3. No. Now, I mean, I can put 0 on my number line. I don't care. But here's my question. What if my answer was x is greater than 150? Do you want to start at 0? Okay, so that's why I say on a number line, as long as you have like a couple to the right and a couple to the left, then I'm fine. Okay? You don't have to start at 0 to draw your number line. Because if so, it would take all your paper. Alright? Now let's look at one that says x is less than, let's say, less than or equal to 7. When you draw your number line, you're going to have an 8 and a 9. And then I'm also going to have a 6 and a 5. I'm going to circle what number? 7. Is it going to be shaded in or open? Shaded in because of the or equal sign. And what numbers are less than 7? 6, 5, and the arrow, right? Okay, everybody see that? Now, here's what you need to pay attention to, Garen. If my variable is on the left, I have an inequality sign and a number, this arrow is going to point which way you're going to shade. Which way is this pointing? To the left or to the right? To the left. When I shade, which way did I shade? To the left. Okay? So that's also a quick way just to check and make sure you're right. Now, saying that though, sometimes they put the variable on the right. You need to know how to rewrite that problem so your variable is on the left. And all you're going to do is whatever's on the right is now going to move to the left. Whatever's on the left is going to move to the right, and this inequality flips directions. So x is going to be on my left, 4 goes to my right, and it's like a revolving door. It's going to flip that circle. So this, okay, is still pointing to the x. It was pointing to the x here. When I rewrote it, it's still pointing to the x there. Those are the same statements, okay? But we like to graph this much better than the other one, okay? So try these on your paper really quickly. Rewrite these two or three problems. I'm going to write this one on the left, but still go ahead and changing. I want you to rewrite that, okay? Right, don't solve it, don't graph it. Yep, do both of those. All right, who can come up and show me the first one? All right, Whitley, come up and rewrite the first one. Sophie, come up and rewrite the second.
Did you say that we had flipped the second one?
Yes, flip the second one too. Yes, yeah, you're flipping. Yep. Okay, that's correct. Sophie? Yes. It doesn't show their picture or who they are. It just shows them writing. Okay. All right. Very good. Anybody have a question with either one of those? Anybody have a question with either one of those? All right. The other thing is, sometimes they'll actually give you, can somebody just push that door up? You don't have to shut it completely in case somebody comes in. Who can write me an inequality for this? All right, Isabella? So come up and write that inequality for this, please. Okay, I have one thing. You just now wrote me 18 is greater than y. Is that right? No, what's it going to be? Now, let's flip it so my variable comes first. No, leave what you got. That's perfect. Go ahead and write it back. So 18 is less than or equal to y. Okay, now let's rewrite it. Okay, now typically we like to see this one better. Okay, now there's nothing wrong with writing the other one first and then flipping it, but we typically as math teachers like our variable to be on the left. Okay, so we like this style better. Okay, y is representing all the numbers that are shaded, so she's going to put her variable and then her number that she circled. Then she's got to determine which way her arrow is going to go. Now, if her variable comes first, which way did she shade? To the right or to the left? She shaded to the right, correct? So my arrow is going to point to the right. What's that?
Water bottles.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, good, thank you. Do you need that back? Or do you remember? Okay, all right, thank you. All right, so does anybody have a question with that? Okay. All right. No, I want to do this one. Forgot one other thing. Let's say we have this statement. No. Now, you don't have to write this one. What would be the inequality? So, when you think about this, some of you may want to think of a number line. Stop doing that, please. So, you may want to think of a number line. Your friend is more than 3 minutes late. Are they 3 minutes late? No. But 3 is what I'm referring to, right? Because of my statement. Are they 4 minutes late? Yes. Are they 5 minutes late? 6 minutes late? 7 minutes late? So it can continue on. So now that I know these numbers over here are shaded, what would be my inequality? X is what to 3? Greater than. Okay. All right, we'll try and go back. All right, let's look at this one. Ladies, please be quiet. The temperature is at most 2 degrees. So if we're thinking of a number line, we're referring to 2. Can it be 2? Yes. Can it be 3? No, because it's at most 2. It's no more than 2. Is it 1? Is it 0? Is it less than that? Yes, because the temperature is at most 2 degrees. It's no larger than 2 degrees. Okay? So now how am I writing this? X is what to 2? Less than or equal to, because the 2 shaded. Then it would say the temperature is 2, and then you would just put it at 2, and that's it. Again, if I had to write my equation, X equals 2. Okay? Alright? Let's look at this one. I want you guys to do this one on your paper, and then we'll talk about it.
Excuse me, I need to see the following students in the office, please. Haley Hill, Megan Jesse, Grace Music, and Kaylee Sykes. Thank you.
Write me an inequality for that. No, you don't have to write the sentence, but you do have to write the inequality. And I will tell you, we have too much information in that problem. Right, so don't say any more, because I want to see what you guys can do. How would you write an inequality for that? You write me the inequality. Inequality would be either less than or equal to, or less than or greater, or less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. So you have to decide which one it is. I want you to write, you don't have to, but I do want you to write the inequality. All right, who thinks I've got it? All right, Brayley. Okay, now let's rewrite it where my variable's on the left. Okay, now these are two different statements. This one you said 6 was greater than x. Down here you're saying x is greater than 6. Okay, so we're going to switch the bottom one to less than. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Okay, that is correct. Okay, because if you think of your number line, here was 6, 7, 8, 5, and 4. It says you have fewer than 6 points. So, do you have 6 points? No. Do you have 5? Can you have 4? 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that would recognize x is less than 6. Okay?